You're now logged into the Paul Kinebrew podcast.
Hello, my name is Julius Bright.
Sister Stacy, guy.
Yo, Stacy B, vocal coach in Atlanta.
Yeah, I know who I am. Your favorite comedian, Corey B with a K. Yes, sir.
Sister Stacy, what got you into music?
I studied piano when I was about 10 years old, and growing up in the church, I was doing solo performances for programs. I was in the church choir. I began directing the church choir about 15. So studying piano privately with a teacher at home, and then do it in church every day. And I just fell in love with harmony, and just kept going from there. So it's been over 20 years now.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That's dope. Yeah, you
Mhm.
was singing sanctified music, devil
Yeah.
music. I know you done made some babies off your vocal range coaching.
Yeah, studying and listening to it in church helped me understand what harmony is.
Oh, okay.
Because we kind of naturally do that as black people in church, especially smaller congregations. Make up their own harmonies and even their own arrangements of songs. So playing in church helped me develop music on a wider scale for voices. So just playing piano was one thing, but then learning how to expand with harmony in terms of people singing, that's a totally different beast. You can learn notes and you can manipulate the theory on your own, but working with individuals with harmony in a religious setting, that's very difficult. So that the church experience helped me master harmony and add it to the music theory I was already learning formally.
Beautiful. What inspires you to make music?
I like songs that are inspirational, either something socially motivating us, but personally motivating you, because I'm a fan of R&B and funk, and I write songs in those genres, especially pop and inspirational tunes. So honest situations, honest feelings are some of the ways I keep being inspired to write songs. The very raw point of your feelings, that's where you sing from.
Absolutely.
Even if it hurts, that's where you sing from.
Absolutely.
Or it's weird. You know what I mean?
Especially when Joe hit the high note. Oh, I got
It
Joe.
means something.
Woo.
It means
Yeah.
something.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
facts. I agree. I felt them on that. All the things your man won't do. Yeah, I feel you.
Yes.
Hell
Yes.
Sister Stacy, how would you describe your music?
I like funk and R&B stuff. I've written stuff that's got a pop feel to it. And I wanted to do definitely neo soul, but with more refined lyrics.
Okay.
So I've got beats with no lyrics, and I've got songs with no beats. So I'm still in the development stages because I've been a teacher for over 10 years now. So now I'm trying to keep all the music secrets for myself,
Right. You can't do that.
I gave them away to all the students. I'm like, no, I'm going to be selfish now. So I want to refine my own album instead of giving away the secrets to performing in music theory.
Beautiful. What is your creative process?
Sometimes just reflection. Things you've been through, situations you can't get over. Sometimes that'll help you write the song, like that one little grudge, deep parts of yourself that you don't open up. That's the best place to get new ideas from.
Okay.
So I try to be reflective in my situation, either relationships, romantic or family, and then think about what situations had me triggered in a way, and then turn those things into lyrics. Like you just don't want to hear your dad. That's a song.
Right.
I just don't want to hear this thing. Whatever, however you come up with that, you know what I mean. And the energy behind what you're saying, that's where we create from. Yeah, and that's what helps me to keep going. 'Cause I'm like, oh, I didn't write about that.
Yeah, shut the front door down.
Right. Here he come again. Here he come
Shut this
again.
shit
This
up,
nigga, here he
Dad.
come
Shut
again. Here he
up.
come again. This nigga, here he come
Don't you,
again.
don't
Here
you
he come
gotta
again.
go to church, Dad?
Right.
Let me ask you a question. So with you being the vocal coach and stuff like that, how has it changed from when you started doing it to now? Like, has that affected you, your ability to vocal coach? Because a lot of times people use auto tunes, and a lot of times people using like instruments, and it's not authentic. You know what I'm saying? You know, we can name drop some people that can go in there, but some could be like, let me put that auto tune on there. We need auto tunes. So,
Yes.
So how has that kind of like impacted on you, as far as just as a musician yourself and as a vocal coach?
That's a good question.
I tried to keep it very formal in the beginning when I was teaching, because the education system is going to teach you whatever the populace is trying to get you to do, which is definitely more European based theory. So all the stuff that's improvisational, self-expression, those things count. So I had to learn how to not lock a student into memorizing the theory, like you said, where one process is supposed to work, one methodology is supposed to hit for everybody.
Right.
Everybody has a tongue problem.
Right.
Those things are not necessarily so. It took me like the first 4 years to figure out, like, I cannot follow these basic vocal pedagogical protocols where the pedagogy is how to teach and it's like an order system. That doesn't work for everybody because you may have a great voice, but sometimes your personal background affects the way you sing. I had a girl who had a great, beautiful voice, but she had a retainer in her mouth for years, which affected the way her the way the posture of her mouth is, the embouchure, the way she carries it. So I had to get out of the book and terminology and look deeper into the person. But then that lessened the number of students that I have because everybody don't want you to dig into them.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like singing is a personal thing. I can't bring up your childhood if you're not, if that's not where you at.
No, that's real.
But that may have something to do with a person's confidence.
Right.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
You
Absolutely.
see? Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I had to get off of terminology and do it and teach people individualistically. Like, it's not that you can't hear those notes. Somebody got a problem with their mouth being open too wide, or someone, or someone just not, or studio singers are not used to live stages. So it's all situational, really.
Gotcha.
And I just take the time to try to learn what the person really wants, and that determines how much energy I'm gonna give as a teacher.
Okay. Go ahead with the bad self.
Yeah, save yourself a lot of energy before you try to give 1,000% to every student or every person that you work with. Say, no, you only wanted to hear that you were good, so you either give that person more or less based on how much they give you back in a rehearsal. So always, sometimes the first lesson is always free, so then that person can see whether they used to me or not, and whether they want to be as serious as they're saying it. And 9 times out of 10, they don't, because then you realize, oh, I've got to open up myself here. It's singing is a very personal thing.
Right. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
What age group you predominantly teach?
I taught all ages really, but the main core were college kids from like 18 to 25.
Okay.
And those are the ones that are most impressionable because they think they've made it, you know, and they're young adults, so they're definitely headstrong. But after you, like I said, after you tell them deeper things and very intricate things that go into singing and learning, and not just being a great singer, but being an articulate musician, some students back off from that because all they wanted to know was, where do I stand? Where's my microphone? You know, when's my check coming after this is over? So the young beginning singers are fun to work with because then it's a teacher's pleasure to just watch them break themselves down because they think like I said, they come in with like they're knowing so much and they're very eager. But college age kids are the best to work with because then you watch them grow, and by the time they graduate, some of them that really take it personal, they really make you proud at the end because they go, yeah, I was a butthole. I'm sorry, Miss B. They come back and say, I'm sorry, Miss B. And they're very humble because now they have to think about their motivations now. Right. And not only that, put it into practice. Because you could say you good all day, but if your song sound the same way you sang it last week, I don't want to hear that shit.
Right.
I don't want to hear
Sister
that.
Stacy,
I don't want to hear that.
Sister Stacy, who would you like to collab with?
Vocally, musically, or who? Or
Anyone.
I've always wanted to write songs with Alicia Keys.
Okay.
And another person that popped in my head today, shout out to Avery Sunshine in Atlanta.
I
That lady
know.
is super duper awesome.
Yeah.
She is like the female Stevie Wonder if you haven't heard her. She's got piano, vocal
was the
range off the
last time?
chain. She can do gospel, pop music, and everything. And actually reached out onto her. She's got Avery Sunshine, her own website now.
Okay.
And she said she would be up to collab with me. I got her contact
That's great.
just today.
Congratulations.
I appreciate that.
Congratulations. Like, when was
I
the
appreciate
last
that.
time? When was the
Oh,
last
yes.
time? That song was like, okay, yeah. I've heard. I mean, I haven't heard much of her, but yeah, like.
Yes,
yeah.
because she's got the musicianship and she's got the vocal development, and she's very serious. She's not gonna sing something that she can't really sing. You know what I mean?
And this brings me to my next question. Like, you know, like her, like you said, Avery Sunshine, like she's underrated. How, like, is it? How can she get on the status of like a top R&B singer, and because a lot of these R&B singers don't have talent. I'm gonna be real with you. We ain't gonna name drop. We ain't gonna be like, hey, you talking? We ain't gonna do all that. But a lot of them just don't have it. But they on top. I'm like, wow, they sold a million records. So it's kind of like, in a sense, it's process instead of authenticity. You know what I'm saying? And I think Avery Sunshine is authenticity when it comes to her music. So how can she get on that level, or is it just she just had to stay on that type of lane was she in, or she ever amount to being a mega superstar like the rest of them? Or
I think her platform is already super big. It's just who's ever working around her. She needs to be exposed to different venues.
Okay.
Like, cause she has just as much entertainment quality as a Brandy, as someone who could really draw a crowd.
Right.
I mean, big energy for her performances, and she's just sitting there at the piano. But you could feel her you can feel her artistry comes through because she's a very honest person. I would say who's ever booking her just need to put her at the One Music Fest. She needs to be on a bigger stage. That's all. Yeah, she needs to be with Adele.
Yeah.
She's like that big.
Right.
Like in terms of her musical ability, like she's definitely bar none in her own category.
Who would you like to open up for?
Ooh.
That's
Oh man.
That's
I used to say Jill Scott and Erica. I used to think like that. Those big headliners on one show, I would love to open for them.
Gotcha.
That just do something completely different from what they're doing, and then hopefully make a stand for myself where I'm inspired by them, but not looking like I'm following them. Even though I'm still studying. Like, these are people to study. You know what I mean? That's the best way to really solidify yourself as a musician and vocalist, is to study it. Every time you listening, you're studying. Every time you just paying attention to every note, or you got to hear the song from the beginning to the end, you're studying. So that's what made me think, oh, I would love to sing with Jill and Erica, because I studied them. It wasn't memorizing their runs. That's a mistake young people make. It wasn't trying to find out whether I had a look or something. You know what I mean? Like, people think Jimi Hendrix made himself look like that. He just, you know what I mean? Like, people think that was a gig or like some type of gimmick.
Right.
Where he just wanted to wear the British military coat. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's just who he was.
Right.
So finding my authenticity would be something I would love to do while opening for them.
Okay.
Because they inspire me, but that would, you know what I mean? Like, if I was to really dig into it, I could totally create something totally different rather than looking like I'm following them. You know what I mean? Because I can wrap my head up and then we can sing all day about cultural things. But that's the show we getting ready to do. So if I was going to open for somebody big, I would pick somebody like that, but make my music off. Make my music abstract from theirs.
Okay.
That's dope.
Brother
dope.
Julius, go ahead.
No, the question I had, I'm going backwards a little. I had two questions really. When you asked the question, Paul asked the question about, your, I guess he said your favorite style of music. Oh no, wait. What is your favorite style of music? I forgot how.
I said describe your music, like your style of music.
No, it was the collab part.
Okay.
And
Go
you
ahead.
said you used like three different references. You said musically, vocals, and then you said I don't remember the third one, but why you did it that way? Because I'm trying to figure out, like, was it a tough choice to make, or you had different genres different styles for different.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Because we can put R&B as one great category as an umbrella but there's other genres or subgenres that could go under R&B. Like neo soul could be under R&B, but then neo soul is a sister or brother of jazz. So sometimes the genres can get mixed up. So I wanted to think of things soulfully and musically based on the fact that some genres can be misconstrued, or like sometimes we don't know what it is, or we'll leave it to the record label heads to describe or define what your music is. So I would say paying attention to yourself and thinking of yourself as an academic, as a music scholar, then that to me helps us develop what a genre is. And because there's so many of them, it's so many different ways to approach what your sound is. And then we could get them mixed up, because you might be like, no, we're not doing funk music today, but the bass has a funky type of line. So are we playing funk? or are we doing you?
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Authenticity. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely.
Lots of authenticity,
You're
definitely.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. My second question was this. Dang, I got lost a little bit. No, keep on going.
Okay.
'cause I
He's
got
like,
lost.
I got
Stacey,
brain freeze.
you
I
come-
did get a- I did
We'll
get a
come
brain
back to you.
freeze.
We'll come back to you.
I appreciate you, brother.
No problem. Sister Stacy, if you had one message to deliver to your fans, what would it be?
Write every day. Write every day because we go through 1,000,000 thoughts in a day, more than millions of thoughts a day. Write those things that you wouldn't normally pay attention to. And again, being deeply honest with yourself is how you get the best songs. And even the stuff that you may reflect in your own life, write those down. Even poems that you have, those are songs. Your poems and songs are the same thing. So write every day, be honest with yourself. And even when you get to that place where you feel stuck, or you might be feeling too honest with yourself, especially for a gentleman, you may go, no, I'm not even approaching that.
Right.
Go into that shit. Go deeper in there. Whatever you feel like you capped on, or if you feel choked, or you feel something's really heavy on you, if you're writing, or if we're in the poetic mode, or we're in the creative mode, open that thing up, and you're gonna find something so powerful in there. And after you open up the stuff you couldn't approach, you've got a reward for yourself. Because now you're saying, oh, I really wasn't that mad about my past. I just had this one little, it could be one little grudge. But those are the places where you get the best words from, the best lyrics. Like, go back to the first person that really broke your heart. Write a song about that girl.
Gotcha.
Like, for real. Write every day. Be honest. And when you get stuck, go deeper.
I'm glad you said that because that's what I was trying to remember.
You remember, brother?
Yeah.
I got it. Shoot. We with you, brother.
So cool.
Because you was saying that it's hard to bring the emotions out to students, and I was like, wait, so people be in your class really shy? Like they'll sign up for a class or pick a major where they still shy?
Yes, because at that age of 18, 19, 22, we're headstrong, so we going in there like, I'm going to be someone, I'm going to do this, you know what I mean, kind of very zealous energy. And then when you say, okay, well, let's see it, Sheila, or whoever, and then you put them in front of the classroom and the lights on, then they shrink.
Right.
I've seen it so many times. I mean, I've had some banging rehearsals where I'm like on the floor about to have some type of energetic attack or something because the kids were that good, or you could see they worked hard that week. And then the performance day comes and the audience comes into play, and it's 50 of what they did in rehearsal. So an audience factor is another thing to develop with younger singers, because they have to be themselves in front of big cameras, in front of big audiences, and all that ego talk goes away when people staring at you. Right. So they could, I'm telling you, I had to break students down, like, are you sure you want to do this? Oh, I got it, I'm straight. And then when we get to the performance, I had to give a person a B. Like, if we going through rehearsals, then your performance is a grade. But if I give a person a B, that means I'm grading you on all of it. What did you do when you walked up here? What were you wearing when you walked up here? Mm-hmm. How did you introduce yourself? Was it clear? Were you in connection with your musician? Mm-hmm. All those things count. Absolutely. And then individually in the song itself, oh, you didn't carry your breath over long enough on the second verse. Like, it's that detail where the student has to not only be thinking about, I'm going to be seen, but am I executing this well? And that's how they lose the 50% of the energy they have in rehearsal, because now they're ready to emote and do all these extravagant things with their voices instead of the standard and sticking to what we did in rehearsal, because all of the eyes on you, they're going to make you forget. So that's why it takes 10 years to get that type of confidence. So a 19-year-old will be like, I'm bad, I'm ready. And you go, okay, well, let's hear it. And now they go, no, I can't, no. So doing it over and over again, it takes years to build real confidence where a person can deliver on the spot. And young people, yes, it takes years to do it over and over again.
Yeah, that's how her got big. Her,
Yeah,
her's
she's been playing
singing
since she
for
was like 8 years
right,
old
and
and stuff
people
like
just
that.
like she's amazing. Like she just came out of nowhere, just blah blah blah, and it took her a long time.
And
to
she
get
plays every instrument. She
Yeah.
plays a bunch of instruments.
I wish if I could sing, I'd be like, oh, let's get a studio. No, baby. Nah, I'm talking shit. Nah, I'm talking. Go ahead.
Sister Stacy, I got a two-part question.
Yes.
Do you sing in the shower, and what do you sing in the shower?
I do not sing in the shower, but I like say little prayers to myself at night. Like you trying to go to sleep, I say the fruits of the spirit, and sometimes though they turns into a little melody.
Right.
So I'm singing love, joy, peace, happiness, righteousness, holiness, charity, and just saying that over and over again in my head. But those are those are mantras I use as well to sort of ground myself. So if your mantras can be poems, your poems can be songs, then it's literally tying all your thoughts together.
Okay. And
Yeah.
use them like positive affirmations.
Yeah, and use them as meditation. Like, how meditation is supposed to be this big process where you're clearing your mind, you're waiting for these other thoughts to come, or you're waiting for some type of alignment. You create the energy of your own meditation by saying whatever is important to you. So I don't sing in the shower, but I meditate sing before I go to sleep. So I'll just say those words over and over again.
Okay.
And then sometimes, when it resonates in you, other things will come out. It'll naturally turn into a song, or you'll be able to pull some inspiration for that to really write a new song. Yeah, just saying your mantras at night, right when you about to go, just say them every day. Or people say them in the morning. I'm a money magnet, or I am this, I am that. Take them same mantras into songs, into poems, and it's like constantly developing your own writing process.
Right.
The meditation helps the writing process.
That's beautiful.
That's decent. Oh man.
Never heard that before.
Yeah.
She said she know her stuff. She's like, I ain't caught me here.
It's like standing in the mirror and saying, "I know I'm beautiful."
Right.
And believing it though.
And there you go. Yep, that's real.
Yeah.
That's real.
And then thinking about why you saying it.
Somebody made fun of me. No.
And if that's the case, then it's gonna lead deeper. What happened to you that you didn't believe that before?
Oh yeah, I didn't want to go deep. I was just. I tried to be funny.
But you see how now where you just went, that's your song.
No, I was.
Ah.
I'll write it and give it to somebody else.
Yes, that's cool though. But that's the whole process, and like going deeper into yourself, and wherever you feel blockages, that's where the money is. That's where the money is.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I feel like that as an artist myself, as a comedian. Like, damn, it's like relatable to like musicians. That's dope.
Yeah,
That's
like
dope.
stuff you wouldn't exactly like stuff that's sort of risque to say or sort of hesitant.
Boy.
Go into it, especially if it's
Oh man.
something that everybody can
Relate.
benefit from. Yeah,
Right.
like comedians are definitely in information sources of information,
Yeah.
and
sure.
and the depth of your meaning is just as potent as the depth of a song.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. The time that's so I can't pronounce it. I can't talk about it. I got these big words. But
Synonymous.
Yeah, here you go. So same thing. Yeah. So yeah, that's dope. That just made me think about some stuff like yeah. So,
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mr. Kinebrew.
Sister Stacy, if you wasn't doing music, what you think you'd be doing?
Oh yeah, interesting. That's a good question.
I was working at Wendy's as a manager. I don't think I would have wanted to stay there, but that's where I was. And I've got a knack for administrative things, so I would have been a hospital administrator or
Something clerical.
definitely working for the city of Atlanta.
Beautiful.
Something
Shout out
that-
to the city of Atlanta.
Blessing.
You want
Blessing.
to want to own your own Wendy's?
Not really, because I did that so much that I didn't want to go home smelling like fries every day.
No, but you be the owner. You just walk in and say, make sure everything looks like the same way I left it, and you.
That's true. That's true. But it was so much pressure to be a part of that management team that I don't think I could do a whole store. But sit me in one little corner and let me be somebody's ace boom coon, I would have been an awesome administrator.
I think fast food was the toughest job I ever had.
Woo.
I was singing at work. I was singing at Wendy's.
Would you like a Dave's double stack with cheese and no mayonnaise? We out of fries. You can get a biggie size for $99.
99.
I'm just talking. Mr. Stetson.
All right, I have a 3-part question.
Yes.
First is, where have you performed? Second is, where would be your favorite place to perform? And third, your least place to perform.
One of the biggest places I performed in with a group is at the Schomburg Theater at the New York Public Library.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Oh, that was awesome! Thank you so much. That was definitely a few years ago, but we raised money for Morris Brown College with the Morris Brown College choir I was directing at the time, and we sung there and in Red Bank, New Jersey, and we raised $40,000 for the school because the Schomburg is such a big place for those of us who know. Thank you so much, bro. The legacy of the Harlem Renaissance.
Okay.
That man was the person who put books, scriptures, historical artifacts, and valuables on display. Like this person basically started the push for celebrating black excellence in art and in sculpture and in government, in business, in writing, everywhere. So his name was Arturo Schomburg.
Okay.
And well, I hope I'm saying his first name right. But I think it was a Afro Puerto Rican man. And he was one of those ones like, no, we need to celebrate these rugs Miss Mamie made. Or we need to make sure we cherish the newspaper that Marcus Garvey started. Or we need to make sure we see, Lerone Bennett. I'm just giving different names. But
Right.
Schomburg was the person that helped to push the artistic side of the Harlem Renaissance, black excellence in art and in music. So the theater is named after this person. And that was a very important performance because we were raising money for the school, and a lot of a couple other AUC schools would go there, performed every year, but that year the audience was saying that they were happy to see us because we had a mainly a black music program. So again, because we want to keep it clean for everybody, I did an all black program where I had Harlem Renaissance music, I had gospel music, I had classical music by black composers, and the audience was saying that when the other big HBCU schools go there with their choirs, they only sing a white program. So I was really happy, like, wait a minute, so I was right for picking this song selection, like, because they wanted to hear us. So we went up there and singing the A Train. We sung A Train in Harlem.
Right.
I was so proud of them that time, like, and we had a little, it was like a little mini theater version, a little bit of dance moves went with it. It was so freaking cool. And just New York is such a popular place. Shout out to New York and all the New Yorkers.
Shout out to Brooklyn.
Definitely.
Everybody remember
Malcolm
y'all.
X Boulevard.
Everybody remember y'all. I know everybody remember y'all.
Oh yeah, it was so fun to be there.
Nobody could top y'all. I could tell.
Yeah,
I could
they had
feel
to push us. We actually got tapped for not being able to get off the stage on time. That's how fun it was. Like the program was long, but they was loving it.
Everybody like, ready?
But they were like, "Come on, Stacy, get off!" I'm like, "Oh, I can't. The music is live."
everybody like, everybody in the audience was just.
Yeah, they was on it. They was on it. I appreciate that experience. The next question you said, where would I want to perform?
Yeah.
This is weird, but I saw the Hollywood Bowl the other day on some Georgia Public Access channel.
Okay.
And that arena is huge. Definitely probably not in operation right now. But because it's so historic and it's an open theater, I would love to perform there.
Okay, and your least favorite? I'm not going there. I don't care. Promoter, give him his money back. I'm not with it. No, he got me all way messed up. No, I'm certified. I have 20 years of credit. I eat, sleep this, sir. I am not performing in no bathroom. You got me messed. Where you would it?
I wouldn't perform anywhere where it's segregated or active racism going on.
Okay.
Because the point of making music is to keep us universally connected, and if folks were just adverse to unity in arts, then I definitely couldn't perform there because they would totally miss the point of the music. And real musicians, we taking it very serious. We taking months and months to think about what to sing. How are we going to present it? What does it mean for these people? Do the songs match? Is it a fast, slow? Is it a high mood or low mood? You know what I mean? It takes scholarly intellect to arrange a music program. So if I'm going to think about all that, you want your audience to take it serious, but not for folks who just want to cause trouble. So I would feel really bad, like they didn't get it. But you but you can't expect people to understand the power of art.
Yeah.
And that's what I would be thinking about.
Okay.
Trying to go somewhere to make sure the message gets there.
Brother Julius, you got a question?
No, I was about to say, I'm an artist myself, and I don't believe art should be judged. Should singing be judged? Is there people that you listen to and you be like, oh God, why they singing again?
Yes, but I'm glad you said that because the formal training again keeps you in this box where everything has to be sort of perfect and round off, and it has to, you know, be smooth enough and appropriate for everyone's ears and such stuff like that. That's the way I used to teach because we want to teach what's standard for the state and all that for sure. But I had to learn how to let singers be themselves
Right.
wherever you are in your experience. I can't ask them to go no deeper into their own personal situations and allow them to just be where they at. And sometimes their vocal quality, the vocal quality is probably why we critique a lot of singers because we're expecting big notes, long notes, lots of spicy in the ornamentation and stuff like that. But a person's emotions and the feeling that they give behind when they sing, sometimes that's more important than whether they sing in the right notes or not.
Okay.
So I would say critiquing them for education purposes, that's one thing. But just enjoying the person's energy, that's a to- that's a totally different way of looking at it. And sometimes you don't understand that until you get to the end of the song. But if you're already in the middle, like I can't even, she just what is this notes? I don't even feel nothing. We haven't looked deeper into this person. We haven't waited to see whether what they started with is going to develop into something else. And sometimes a person who doesn't have the best voice will give the deepest impact because you can maybe hear the deep emotion in what they're doing. Sometimes people don't have to have a great voice if it punches you in the chest or you hear that they're about to cry during the lyrics. You know what I mean? Because I used to look for that all the time, like perfect notes. Did they reach it correctly? Was it the right amount of air? Did you have your armature correct and blah, 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 blah? You know what I mean? Hold the instrument like this. Do all the formal stuff. But did you feel anything?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And I after 3 or 4 years, I had to stop that and say, let these kids be where they at. And then once I could tell they practiced enough and they had an identity, you have to give identity to a song where it's you. Once I could hear that, then I'd let them go instead of saying, no, you still didn't have enough breath or you still flat right there.
Right.
Maybe like after I stopped critiquing in the lesson, it made me enjoy just where they were, period. So I have to like listen with the non-critical ear.
That's beautiful.
That's
Yeah.
dope.
That's dope. That's dope.
You got a question?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So you never had a student come in and start singing like, I love everything I do myself, and then he go, you never had none of those.
Yeah, because either they're singing in the wrong vocal range
or
or they just doing,
The death
the
note.
the Michael Jackson high tenor voice. Some men get stuck there.
right.
And even if it's a guy with a baritone voice or a lower voice, people want to sing high because that's what's popular.
Yeah, that's
Right.
that's what they used to. Think.
But
Yes.
I can rock with low tone
Yes.
singers like Music Soul Child. I like it. He's
Yes.
low tone. He's dope. I mean, you don't have to be.
Yes. Now the thing
Uh.
with that is, if you're a real developed singer, you use both the light and the heavy part of your voice for projection. But if you in the studio, you can sing the Robin Thicke, "Lost Without You."
I think that
That's
was a bad
nothing.
example.
That's nothing. You see what I mean? Where it doesn't take
He's not
any.
a high pitched.
It doesn't take any effort.
Yeah, him too.
Like
yeah, he's not.
Jaheim.
Like he is a high. He's actually a real baritone.
Who?
Robin Thicke is a baritone
Yeah, he's
bass.
like low tip. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
but
he's dope.
dudes that love to sing high, you got to think: is that person stuck because that's where they want to be, or that's where they popular, or they scared of their low voice?
Like Jaheim. That's why I use him as an example.
Yes. I think he's sort of like a second tenor, really. Like he's in between baritone and the tenor.
You won't
Yes.
love me.
But I think, and then it's the songwriting. It's
Right.
who's ever writing
Right,
those
that too.
songs.
Oh, yeah,
And you can
yeah.
change the key. Remember, you can change it where you're either lower or higher. But it depends on the goal of the whole gamut, the production, the engineering. What does the singer want to do and everything? But I'm glad you said that because when younger, especially men, sing high, they doing themselves a disservice because they're following some pattern that's not natural. They just following what's on the radio. You could tell.
Right. They kind of follow.
And then they start speaking in their voices down here, and you're like,
Yeah.
"Wait a minute, Tyrell, hold on."
I hate that. I hate that. Like you just following. Like you don't have your own lane.
But no-
like
but-
sing your own
Yes.
lane. I hate
You
that.
never had.
And they stuck there. That's
Yeah.
You never had anybody go in that death metal rage mode.
You said death metal. Not really, but I did try to think about that. Like, how would I teach that?
Yeah, he be like, I can't change. I'm just gonna stick with what I know.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stay right here. Now that person, we would have to ask them what are their goals long term. See, that's the person you want to interview very quickly or very thoroughly and say, what do you really want to do with this? Do you have a goal for an album? You got to go for a performance? Is just something fun you want to do? And find out how serious they are, and then you're gonna figure out how much to give them. Because if they're that person that's stuck, then you let them be them, and then just refine what they have. But if it's a real workable student, then you want to be like, oh no, we working all this down. It depends on how they respond to you in the first lesson.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. So somebody who's stuck, or you know they just that's them, and you can't really shift them out, or they may have a limited range, or they're just like determined to have their own style. Keep them there. But then I would let that student tell me what they wanted to learn. So then I don't go, all right, well, you need to learn these scales and do all this. They're not going to learn. They're not going to do no scales because they just want to sing the way they want to sing. So then we find out something else that will help them in terms of performance level. Or tell them, video yourself and see how you look and if that's what you really want to do. Like a person like that, they need more self-study. And then if they can't do self-study, then you're going to know they're not into singing. This person just wants to. Yes, they just want to entertain or to have fun. Because if the person is really not serious, I'm not going through warm-ups. I'm not going to order music for you. I'm not going to find you the pianist so then you can get with the pianist and play the music in the right notes in the right key. That's a whole headache worth of stuff. But someone who's got a specific style and genre, I've just learned to let them be there and then cultivate that person where they want to be. So I don't put something on them that they don't want, and I don't overwork myself.
Beautiful. My next question is, how do you feel the internet impacted the music industry?
Ooh, that's a great question.
Yeah, that's hard.
I would say live musicians suffered for one, because all the great guitar players, you're not gonna hear them no more. That's why. That's why we still referencing Bootsy Collins and Little Richard or whoever else, because the live musicians suffered a lot. But it brought music in a far-reaching global capacity. So folks can hear Sierra in South Africa now.
Right.
The people, like we can learn to appreciate what a lot of Korean pop, K-pop is like a Korean pop artist. Mm-hmm. Like some of this stuff is reaching, international platforms are reaching us. Right. So I think we've developed far, but made it harder for those people who like live instruments, live instrumentation. The auto-tune will do something for a person's voice. But a person who sings live, they don't need auto-tune.
Oh, no.
Right.
Or if we need auto-tune for somebody who's in the studio, that's different because they're using the effect of auto-tune. They're not really cleaning up the voice's sound. They're using the effect of auto-tune, which is a texture which makes the sound what it is. So I would say for really good musicians and folks who got stamina, they can make a living even with the platform of internet.
Beautiful.
But it's harder because again, we're trying still not to conform to the populace.
Right.
You see?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What is your favorite song to perform?
Ooh. On a teaching level, like this is weird, but on a teaching level, the Star Spangled Banner.
Okay.
Because that song will tell you whether a person can hear, because you got to stay in the key.
Yeah.
It'll tell you whether this person has range or not, because the song naturally moves high. And it'll tell you whether this person has stamina or not, because you got to give the money at the end.
Right.
You see? So sometimes when I'm teaching lessons, that's my favorite song to start with it. And it's a random song, but some of those songs that we start with in lessons become standards. Like, you just got to know this. You have to know these pieces. In gospel music, you've got to know certain hymns. And in pop music, you've got to know Michael Jackson. That's a standard. You know what I mean? So in a lesson, what I would sing would be the easy stuff. Star Spangled Banner, Lift Every Voice and Sing, America the Beautiful. Easy stuff from early music lessons back in the day. To prove to the student that no matter what song you're singing, there's still a chance for you to do it with quality. even if it's Mary Had a Little Lamb. Like, you should knock that song out the park. You see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What old school artist, famous, do you admire? Musician.
Ooh, Thelonious Monk.
Okay.
That's a big one.
Oh my goodness. Sarah Vaughan. She used to call herself Sassy back in the day. She had a song
Okay.
Deep Purple. I'm talking about alto voice, but really, really warm and pretty and light.
Can I say something?
Yes.
Of course, go ahead, brother.
My favorite singers, female wise,
Mhm.
like some reason I can't get with the women today, but I love some of them,
Mhm.
but I love Anita Baker.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Hey.
The
Hey,
alto.
my love again.
Tell me why.
Huh?
Tell me why. That's a good question.
It's soothing.
Yeah.
One word.
She's dope. She's dope. I hate that she retired though.
I
That
love-
that woman got warm quality and good songwriting. The voice and the songwriting got to go
That
together.
same old love, boy. That same old, that shit
Yes.
just make you, whoa, boy. Yeah,
Yes.
that's
I'm
dope.
trying to think of my favorite. There's so many of them. Like I heard 3 albums. I love so many of them. But you keep saying "Same Old Love." It's the first album that one song always comes in my head, and I be singing it to
I
myself.
Which one?
apologize.
And now I can't think.
I apologize. Call the Raptures, man. I can go on with Anita Baker. I love her music. I mean, for real.
Yeah, I love her too.
I apologize. Believe me when.
Oh, believe me, I do.
Oh,
I apologize. Honest and true.
We gotta get Anita Baker here.
And I know I was wrong, but I'm singing you this song, and I'm gonna get through, yeah. Ooh, wee.
And I love the fairy tales.
Oh,
It's later tracking, baby. Hey, man, see, I go on, dog.
Yeah,
gotta
you
get the
see?
groove.
see?
Hey, I'm
Yes.
like, yeah.
So we
Yeah.
all 3 of us. He's the only one that ain't saying it. So I'm like, all 3 of us have.
He's
a,
too young.
Yeah.
girl.
Yes.
He's too young.
She's borderline jazzy, so
I'm Sam Cooke old.
oh yes.
I'm Muddy Waters old.
Oh, come on now. Now that's good music.
That's the Brooklyn we know.
That's
That
good
Brooklyn.
music.
Don't play with me. I go dig in the crate, blow the dust off the record.
That is so cool. I love it.
What was the best advice you have been given?
Keep going. Keep going because you become a different person in development of your experiences. I taught elementary school, middle school, high school, college, and now teaching privately, and I tutor and do all these other things. And I thought, oh, I don't feel fulfilled because I haven't done my full album yet. I haven't done my movie yet. All of these things, some of the self-critique can hold you back. Or thinking that I haven't gotten these things done, that means I'm not at my caliber.
Right.
But if you just keep
It's like
freaking
self-sabotaging.
oh my goodness.
I have a big
Keep
thing.
going.
Ugh.
Keep going. Like, even if it's a small little thing you can do. Like, if you want to write your book, just draw the cover of it.
Mhm.
Write the table of contents.
Yeah.
Like, even if you don't know
What
if
the
you don't
rest
got
is.
it, just write the beginning of it.
Yeah.
Take the first step.
Yeah, and a little bit at a time.
I agree
And
with
whenever
that.
you feel frustrated or overwhelmed with it, definitely stop and switch gears. But the best advice that was given to me by God was to say, keep going, because I had no idea I would even be teaching these kids. I had no idea I would touch so many students. And then when you meet a student later who was like telling you that you were their inspiration and they're doing what they're doing now because of you, that's worth it. Because you want to give up with all those kids. You want to give up in certain school systems where it's difficult situations, or you want to be like, I can't handle all these emotions of these college kids. They still like they 18 and 20, but they still in their hormones, and all of the teaching with adults and trying to meet administrative goals and blah 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 blah. That made me want to stop everything. Like, I don't want to teach nothing.
Right.
Cause ain't none of y'all made no album yet. Anybody came back and gave me no royalties. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like my one main student, she still ain't done her stuff. You know what I mean? That would make me hindered from continuing and teaching. But I literally heard God say, and through your own, when you go back of your old experience, you can hear God talking to you, right?
Absolutely.
He said, keep going. And it wasn't until I got over what I could not control at the college, or I couldn't control with the students and their own progress. It made me see that my development was in the doing. So even it didn't feel like I was reaching my goals, I really was reaching other goals I didn't know I had.
Was it instead of you trying to teach them, were you learning from them?
Yep, that's when I
So it
switched.
made it change. Yeah.
Yep, that's when I switched and I said, okay, I'm not gonna critique y'all this much. I'm not gonna put all these core standards on your singing and performing. And once I was able to step back, again, they taught me. Like you said, I'll give you one example. One guy was my student named Carlton. He had a pretty voice, but he was not a singer and very kind of shy. But once his energy was needed for the tenor section that I had at the time at Morris Brown, Carlton Wimby, God bless him, he came out of his shell from me just giving him an opportunity to sing. And he was around all these other music majors as a psychology major, so that was really weird. But once he saw me stepping back and allowing him to step up and be an influence, he totally changed the energy of the group. He let all the other students know, y'all need to leave Miss Barrett alone. Like, calm down. Like, don't have so much expectations of this person. She's playing, we're copying music, we're doing these shows on our own. It was a small operation with us at Morris Brown then, but we were still holding it down. And his energy, the way I stepped back, it made him step up. But once he stepped up, that made me see, like, I don't got to work as hard as I think I do. Because this student go tell me, this what you should be focused on, or whatever you can't focus on, I got you.
That's deep because you just say he's a psychology major.
Yeah.
And dog, you don't understand how that connected. Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Because
wow.
I was gonna change it a little bit and go into the politics.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I want to do that now.
No, please don't. Please don't.
No.
Don't have the radicals running down on this podcast, brother.
No, it's still gonna be about music though.
Yeah, just stick to the music.
Okay.
They're gonna run down with tiki torches on this podcast.
I'm gonna tell you something. From
the Brooklyn coming out of them now. She's coming out now.
I see that. But when they took music out of school, how do you feel about that? Cause I ain't gonna lie, when I was in elementary school, all the way up to I think 4th or 5th grade, I actually learned how to play the saxophone and all that stuff. But when so before when I came over here to the U.S., cause I was a military kid, so I was learning this stuff. But by the time I got to I say around 5th grade, it kind of died down. But I wasn't. Be honest, I was a kid. I wasn't enjoying it. But after a while, I got to understand the teacher is the same teacher we had every year. So after a while, by 3rd grade, I was like, you know what? I like music, so why don't I learn this instrument? Why don't? And my favorite was the xylophone and the xylophone and what else did I used to play? I had played the sax. It was something else that was like a drum, but it died down once I came back stateside. And I noticed that over here in the States, they didn't really play music that much. Certain states were still doing it. It was up to the state to keep the music program. So how you feel about that? That they took it away from the kids and they made it like, that's an extra thing you do on your own time.
I think it's a disservice because everything you learn in educational methodology is rote and routine or process and program. And if we give kids 90% of their education in that formal way, it doesn't leave room for creative processes. So things like music, choir, dance, gym, PE, those things are supposed to be activating different part of your brain. So you can not only stay scientific, but you develop artistic as well. From your left side is more formal and order, and your right side of your brain is artistic and more flexible. So working both sides of those and then not overwhelming the kids with so much formal literature, it doesn't allow them to be as creative. It's the same thing like letting people watch cartoons instead of drawing. You know what I mean? Like it's almost like your whole systems have already been pre-programmed. So having not just a creative outlet, like, oh, let's do something fun, kids, and sing a song. You know what I mean? Like it's just another subject to tackle. Music is in education itself. We use songs to memorize words and lists. We're using musical concepts to understand performance. Even when kids stand up and perform in class, you're still using musical concepts. Is the audience paying attention, stuff like that? Right. It's definitely a disservice because a lot of kids may not have monies and stuff at home. Everybody can't rent the saxophones or get the instruments from the school or from the music store. And the best way to keep some of that going is be inspired by your family locally. So if it's not music at schools, if it's not music at the church, somebody start one. I'm telling you, just like you could start an easy basketball club with the kids on the street around here. We could start a little West End community choir, like very
Right.
easy, because we're starving for the attention. That's another thing. Not only is it good for the brain, the kids need the attention.
Mhm.
They need the attention.
They worse than plants.
Oh my goodness.
For real.
That gives an opportunity to develop leadership skill, to develop confidence.
And it's like the men doing it. I'm like, oh my god.
Oh my goodness. Let those kids perform. Let them be seen. Let them make them feel responsible for what they create within themselves. And I'm glad you had all of that experience with playing horn and stuff, because that just makes you a well cultivated person. Like you want to be in your renaissance. Hey, you want to be in
I
your
can't play now,
renaissance
though.
stage. But you still a fire musician though, because you know how to critique musicians.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. I'm glad you did that.
Yeah, I thought it was weird when they were saying, "Oh, we're gonna take away music, we're gonna take away gym, we're gonna take away." I'm like, how the kids?
That's
gonna-
like jail. What the
Yeah.
Right.
Then they got a new way of math. I'm like, come on.
Yes. Are you doing division up the side?
You know, one state. I don't know what state this is, and even if somebody tell me what state it is, don't even tell me. But one state don't want them to learn history. It's up to the school or the city if they're gonna teach history.
Right.
I would say art is the doorway. Art and music is the doorway to freedom, because we're gonna memorize a bunch of facts.
True.
We're gonna try to memorize it for the test, and then memorize it again for the state test. But what sticks with you is what touches your heart and what you create while you at school.
And while I'm on that, how I learned how to read, my mom said, "Just don't you like that rap music?" First grade. I'm 38, 39 now. First grade, my mom said, "Just rap like you on beat." And that's how I learned how to read.
Wow.
Yeah.
Go ahead, mama.
I'm telling people that's how I learned how to read. She was telling me-
Right.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Sister Stacy,
Yes.
if you could change anything about the music industry, what would it be?
Oh yeah, good question.
I would say folks who are, let's say, quote unquote, tenured or seasoned in the industry, we need to have more access to them. Like, why I can't call Quincy Jones and ask a question? Like, I think about that sometimes. Like, well, why would I want to? I need to get to this person. Like, I would love to talk to Janet Jackson. I would, you know what I mean? Just to get into them musically, but we don't have access to them. So if there was a platform where we could see them on a regular basis, and it actually is there, because some of them have, what is it? What's it called?
Clubhouse.
Yes, and some of them have positions at colleges where they're only there. It's called Professor Emeritus. That's what it is.
Okay.
Where you like Quincy is Professor Emeritus at Berklee College of Music. So he may not be required to go there but once or twice a school year. But I would love, especially for younger people, we need access to them folks.
Mm-hmm.
Like let's interview Beyonce and ask her, like, seriously, what warm ups are y'all doing, and how is that different from when y'all was in a group? You know what I mean? Like, younger people want to know those things.
I think it was easy back then because
Yeah.
you wasn't really thinking about the star as a star. You just saw them as people.
Exactly.
You just love their music. But nowadays, you see the people as a star. You want to be hanging out with them, and you got people that like you don't need to hang out with that man.
Yeah.
I
I
really,
ride you.
I really think if I would have hung out with one of my favorite artists, I'd probably be like, man, I'm bored. This guy bored me. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't want to do that. Since you brought that up too with Janet Jackson, I was about to ask. This is the other question I forgot.
Okay,
So that's
go ahead, you got it.
All right, Paul. Thanks, man.
Paul.
Paul, yay, Paul.
Say that. Go ahead, you got it. Go ahead.
But you mentioned Janet Jackson. Like Janet Jackson and Madonna, they be performing on stage, dancing around. Then I mentioned Anita Baker, who just stands there and sings. Do you think that's the turn in the music where they have to perform? Everybody think they supposed to be dancing sometimes. And like, you don't need to dance because I don't like you dancing. Just sing your song. It was some singers that saw they didn't need to
You know,
dance.
black folk gotta have a little soul with them. The Lord movement this morning.
That's deep, because you want to be able to be yourself And if you don't have a dancing element to your performance, that should be okay. And then it determines your audience, and it determines what you sing, whatever you're gonna choose that night. Or if it's something different we want to do, 9 times out of 10, people are gonna make more popular songs that are dance oriented to get towards a younger audience. So I think what you pointed out with some um, tenured and seasoned performing artists who don't dance, they've got the credibility where it doesn't matter already from years of vocal quality, the songwriting. You know, the music is gonna be fire. Like Sade doesn't dance, but it's like she's dancing because because she's just like the band is doing something. The band is dancing.
The greatest taboo.
Oh my goodness. Her whole band they call Sweetback, or that used to be
Yeah.
one of the names of the band. That whole ambiance is an entertainment element. So if your performance has other entertainment elements, you don't necessarily have to dance. And then if the meaning behind what you're saying
Mhm.
is developed and mature enough, you won't have to dance either.
That's good.
But for younger folks who've got a certain type of quality, we might need to dance to the hood songs. You know what I mean? We got to dance because that's what's pulling us is the beat, not necessarily the lyrics. So an older crowd, I would love to sit with an Anita Baker concert. Mary J, she danced sometimes, but just to see people with real vocal quality and have performance energy that's off the chain. You don't have to dance. Like you'll be moved by what they show you in their spirit.
That's good.
That's dope.
That's dope.
Sister Stacy, do you play any instruments?
Yeah, I play piano and I played the flute back in the day. I haven't practiced in years, but
Beautiful. What's next for What's next for you, Sister Stacy? We got an EP, we got a single, we got a mixtape. Talk to me. What we got going on? What the fans
Ooh.
want to know? What you about to drop?
Ooh, actually, I'm gonna work on finishing the album that I have with song and funk beats, and I actually finished writing my first book, which I'm going to get a major connection with the lady who wrote The Matrix. I can say this: the lady who wrote The Matrix, y'all know her name. Her name's
No.
Sophia Stewart, black lady. She wrote The Matrix and The Terminator.
Terminator, yeah.
And she was in court litigation for 20 years so she could get her credit and get her money, right? She just got her money. And
Like 2 years ago.
yes. So one of my friends found her contact and I just called her. And then I said, "Can you I wrote a book. It's got metaphysical elements to it similar to what she was writing in terms of the Matrix, supernatural type of subjects." And she said she would work with me, so I'm working with her.
That's
I call her
beautiful.
every week, and she gave it to me though. Like, this cover is horrible, and why did you say that to these people? And no wonder you didn't get any calls. Like, you shouldn't have to pay for this. Why did you pay for that? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, she is coming at my neck.
She said
Right.
all that?
Yes, but I was not ready for her
Well,
reaction.
she got credibility because that's one of the saddest stories I heard. And I remember, and it's the funniest thing. I remember one of my teachers, and I was just like, I guess I was I won't say in high school, but it's a black teacher. She said, somebody black wrote Terminator. I was sitting there looking at her like,
Oh yeah.
Right.
me too. Don't tell me that. Like, I believe black people like sci-fi, but at the same time, I was thinking like, when do we ever wrote anything about that? So far, all I heard was about
The
gospel.
Matrix too.
Yeah.
The Matrix too.
Yeah,
that person right
the
there.
same,
That's
the same lady.
Same lady.
Her
Same
name's
lady.
Sophia
Oh,
Stewart.
okay. Yeah, my bad. I know.
Yes,
So
yes.
I told you how much I'm paying attention,
I
right?
see that.
Right.
But and that would kind of threw me off because when she said, and I'm thinking to myself, and she actually used to say, "Yeah, I know her," and I'll be like, "Come on, you go tell her to come to class and so we could see it." But then when I start reading the script, like by the time this is what I used to miss about the internet. Y'all don't know they used to have a lot of openings where if you found something, it was cool to find, and she had posted her stuff. She said, look at the beginning of that script and look at the beginning of my script." And I found that when I was in college, and I always thought that was like weird. I was like, wow, it almost went the same way. Yeah, but hers Terminator started off a little different. It went backwards, then went forward, and then went back again.
Mhm.
So I was like, ooh, dang, that was a good read.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna lie. But ever since then it was taken down, and then a lot of Hollywood people started taking their stuff down. But I used to get scripts off like different movies, and it would be right there.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
dope.
That's dope. Yeah.
Sister
That's cool.
Stacy,
Yes.
For the next 5 minutes, can you give us some breathing exercises for singing? Can you teach us something?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay,
Come on,
easy.
guys. We gonna do
An
this
easy
together.
one is like if you have not been singing or you not warmed up.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes your voice could be stuck in the back of your throat.
Okay.
Okay.
If you've been talking all day, you're doing this kind of work, you might be okay. But if you haven't really put your voice out there, a easy way to wake up your lips is to do the lip trills.
All right.
Okay.
So a cool lip trill is where you pinch the top part of your lip and the bottom part of your lip like you about to play a trumpet, and then just blow.
Oh wait, I still have my finger on.
Now do it in notes.
I can't do
Yeah.
it
What that does is it pulls the voice out
I'm
of
late.
your voice out the back of your
That's all
throat.
right.
It helps to focus your voice in the center, so you don't sound like you sound like you're muffled or cuffed way back here. You want to be right up in the front,
Right.
very crystal clear. You see, and singing this way helps to keep a very clear tone rather than a voice that's covered or where people's ornaments get in the way of pure sound. So another way to do it, this is a harder one for more experienced singers, is to do the tongue trill. The tongue trill is going to do the same thing. It's just like a warming up for your tongue.
Okay.
I can't do it.
So do it on
do
notes, though.
I can't do it.
And then those are also important for people who study in languages where you have to roll or flip your R
Oh,
in
yeah.
Spanish or Italian.
Senor, la, la, la.
Ah, you must have say signore.
Senor.
Signore.
Signore.
Now say buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno. You got to roll all of them. So the tongue trills and lip trills help pull your voice to the front and then help you prepare for stuff that's singing in the language where you've got to roll R's.
So that's why Mariah Carey always talk like, "Hey, how you doing?" And Janet sometimes.
In a way, because the weight of the person's voice has something about the quality that they have. So Mariah's voice she can sing very airy, but that's a part of her style, you see. So some of the airiness may help her in a warm-up if she's choosing not to sing that way. Lost without you, very airy. Can't help myself. Like they're doing it on purpose. How does it feel? Air, you hear air. But the tongue trips will help you sing very clearly because it's forcing you to use placement, which is very centered. Lost without you. I'm right in the front.
Yeah.
Can't help myself. Very, very clear, rather than sporadic sound. So it's up to the person's choice. But easy warm-ups help start the person's just get your muscles going. Another easy one is to test whether you can sustain a long breath.
Okay.
This is a hard one, but you guys are advanced. Take one breath and count to 25. Take one breath on
Inhale.
one pitch and count to 25.
Wait.
What you mean?
You gotta speak
Give us
it
an
out.
example.
You have to sing it.
Oh, sing it.
Yes, sing it on one pitch, on
We're
one
gonna
note, but
take
count to
turns.
25. This gonna tell you whether you using your air efficiently or not. Because if you get to the end and you like, you
I'm about to omit this.
All right. Lead
I ain't-
by example. You go
okay,
first.
I'm gonna take a deep breath.
Uh-huh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. And then you do that in every key. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's telling me whether you're using your air efficiently or not.
Okay.
You go first.
And
Paul.
then your
Alright.
when you get to the end, it still needs to sound whole. You can't be like 21, 22, 23.
Okay.
I want to hear 25. Still warm and clear.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25.
Nice breath.
Oh, good. Oh, no, I am.
Go, brother Julius, your
Yeah,
turn.
since I call you out.
Yeah, your turn.
Hold on. Let me get my deep breath.
So you gotta take a deep breath.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. I got how to count.
Nice.
Good job. Good job, brother. Good job.
Man, thank you.
Nice.
Good job. I'm proud of you.
Like it.
I forgot I had to count. I was like, wait, what come after 9? Wait, what?
I'm like, yo.
See,
So funny.
what it is when I do my push-ups,
Mhm.
I don't count up. I go to 10, and then I go with 1, and then I say 20. So when I say 19, I was like, wait, I never count past 19. It's been so long. Okay, that's dope. I got a question. When I'm nervous and I do this stupid thing, why do I get saliva coming out my mouth? I figured there's a science behind singing, so you should know a little bit of science with the singing.
Yes, science and vocal health go together.
Okay, so why do I?
Did you have water today?
Yes.
Are you sick?
No.
Do you naturally have a problem with phlegm?
Yes.
There you go.
But why I get nervous? It only to do it when like right now, I got nervous, not because I was singing. It's because I was thinking about that question so long, and then I fumbled, and then my mouth started getting wild. So I'm telling the truth right now because it was nothing in my mouth until I fumbled that question because I was really thinking about the kids, but I didn't want to ask that right away.
Yes.
Because but I always thought that was weird, and I figured since singing go along with speaking, why when I was nervous just that few seconds ago. Now, ever since I started this show, ever since that question, I had that. I figure you probably know.
I would say performance anxiety. Everybody's got a little bit of it. Performance anxiety. Like, when the audience looking at you, it's a totally different thing because you have an experience with singing. It's like your natural expectations for yourself come out. And then you going, I know I should be able to do this. And while you thinking that in your head, you still trying to focus on the process or lesson or activity I'm giving you. And then with the eyes on you, that's 3 different places that your brain is in it at once. And then sometimes we naturally go back to whatever is normal. Like I used to conduct myself all the time when I was singing Italian songs. And my teacher would be like, stop conducting yourself. Like I could not stop my hand from doing this, but that was only me imitating what I thought opera singers were doing. And I literally had to like force myself, stop, don't conduct yourself.
Will you lose your place if you didn't do that?
I thought so. But that's only when I wasn't studying as hard.
Okay, I feel you.
Yeah. Like some natural bad habits are just there because we've been doing them for years. And good students will be willing to break those bad habits. Like for you, I would make you sing solos, period.
Why?
Oh, damn.
Because your vocal quality is there. You just need to be pushed into the front. And then once
I can sing,
because
bro.
yes, because
sing.
once
Get
yes.
the hell out of here.
Yes, he can.
I'm about to record my
Once
EP.
you
Uh-oh.
yes, once your confidence level is up there and you actually love your own sound, then you gonna sing 3 times as better and
But I
3
shouldn't do
times as
falsetto.
longer.
What about me, Stacy?
I shouldn't do falsetto.
I suck.
Your voice is so huge.
Nah, you
You-
think so?
Yes, your voice is huge. You
being
just
nice.
can't control it.
You just being nice.
I'm listening to it. Listen to the boisterousness in this sound. You got a big, nice barrel chest. Like look at your. Sometimes
We're working out.
I'm telling you could tell a person's vocal quality by how they made.
So you said I would be a good singer?
Yes.
Nah.
Yes,
you just being
because
nice.
you're no,
You being nice.
no. You know why I'm saying that? Because your voice is huge and you wouldn't need no microphone. He wouldn't need no microphone.
He gotta use the mic from right here.
I'm
Yeah,
coming.
he
The
wouldn't
new
even need
single
one.
Featuring Usher and Chris Brown.
Let's go.
I'm the dog.
Sister Stacy,
Yes.
can you close us out with your beautiful voice?
Oh yeah, definitely. Any song you want.
Yeah, you got it.
Ooh.
Take your time, sister.
Oh my goodness. Okay. What was I singing earlier? Did y'all? Okay. What's the girl? Jasmine Sullivan.
Let's sing it.
That's fine.
Remember she did the Star Spangled Banner? I get stuck on that one because only like that really shows whether you can sing or not. They're not gonna pick just anybody.
Oh,
to
Jasmine
sing
can
a
blow.
song.
She can blow.
Ain't she Canadian?
Stacy, put a
Is
hole in the
she?
sheetrock, man.
She Jamaican.
I just like
She
the
from
end when
Philly,
she
but
does.
Her parents are from Jamaica.
Oh, I could. She got some soul. She got funk in there. She got everything in there. I just like the end of the song where it says that's too high. And the rockets wrangler, the bombs bursting in air, Gabriel, very easy, right? Through the night that our flag was, make that warm, still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave and the home of the brave.
That's easy for you.
That was dope. She was so smooth. That was beautiful. You hit your man. Get her a
Sister
record deal,
Stacy.
y'all.
Give her another round of applause.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Thank you, bruh.
Stacy,
Thank you, bros. I appreciate
welcome.
y'all.
Man, I enjoyed you.
You guys are awesome.
welcome.
I got a music question for you, though, bro.
What's up, Stacy?
When your album coming out, nigga? This
As soon as you give me my lessons.
you don't need none, bro. You on?
Oh, man. Stacy, you got to come back through here, Stacy.
See, I can get a feature.
Oh, definitely.
This your home.
You gonna come? Yeah, you can't for real. This is your
This
home.
your home.
Oh, I appreciate that.
So
That's your
you-
seat.
Right. When you more than welcome, you don't need no. Just hit
Oh,
me
for
up.
real?
Yeah,
For real.
Absolutely.
Oh, thank you, bro. Thank you.
I enjoy it.
Oh,
I
yes.
enjoy you.
I want to give y'all something really quick before I go. Can I give you something special?
Go ahead.
Okay. My other gift is clairaudience, where I can hear clearly. Right.
Mhm.
People's clairvoyance. You can see clearly.
Yeah.
I can hear clearly. So my spiritual gift is I can hear angels
Okay.
and I can hear the Holy Spirit.
Okay.
So a lot of people tell you they can hear God. It sounds funny, but what you hear will tell you if it's true or not.
Okay.
So either I can listen in and let the Holy Spirit tell me what to tell you,
Okay.
or you can ask a question. So the deepest parts is you got to be ready for this now.
Okay.
If we believe in light and dark, then everything is possible, right?
Absolutely.
I know inside stuff about heaven. I know inside stuff about Yeshua ben Joseph, the stuff that's like not really known. I've been hearing from the Holy Spirit for like a couple of years. And you know how you like go back in your life and go, oh, that was God then, or oh, that was Jesus then, or Holy Spirit touched me then, or I know that was an angel voice, or I know somebody prayed. After I started hearing his voice really clearly, he showed me where he was like always there with me.
Mhm.
So he told me, I'll give you the stuff he told me. He said he was 39. He's still 39. He said he smoked kush the whole time he was down here. He said he was upset that he did not get to meet Caesar. That's the only reason why he talked to Pilate. He said that Pilate was not really a governor. This dude was like a general with no real political sense. He said they told him, you need to go wait 30 days to get a letter to Caesar. So then he could not only say, oh, excuse me, I'm the king, this is my land, but y'all illegal to be here. So the problem was Rome had took over the Israelite lands, right? And then Jesus was not only the natural king, but he was the next grand high priest in order. So what he told me was that he didn't have time for them to wait and say, okay, we go wait for 30 days to get a letter to the real Caesar from Rome back here through Pontius so he can talk to this nigga. He said he actually felt sorry for those people because he could see that they wasn't there. And the point of Jesus, Yeshua, Christ coming is so we will have not only light over darkness, but ignorance itself would be crushed because that's darkness itself. So he told me like his experience was more wild than the Bible could tell you. The other part about it is whenever he tells me to tell somebody something, I tell them. If they don't listen, it's okay. When they do listen and take it in, some people cry. Sometimes I cry because the person's reaction to what I'm saying to them proves that what it was coming through me is real. The third part about it is I don't remember what I'll be saying because it's not me.
Right.
So I can give you a quick gift, each of you, and see what the Holy Spirit is telling me to tell you.
I receive it.
He was the one that said keep going. Almost like because of these gifts and all the personal stuff I went through, I almost committed suicide like several times. But it wasn't until I accepted this, like, I'm hearing damn voices. It goes, Daddy, is that you? Like, I had to be like, Holy Spirit, for real? And then I would get in confirmation. I could see words. I don't only hear the voices, I see words. And I get emotional impact from me. That's how I know it's real.
That spirit.
You know when somebody talking to you? You know when somebody talking to you?
I'm raising my hand.
You got 4 minutes.
4 minutes?
Yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
go ahead, Brother Julius.
You want me to ask you? You want to ask a question or just listen to what he's saying?
You gonna listen?
Listen, yeah.
Okay,
I believe in this stuff too.
he said you don't. He said you don't know how to stop yourself. He said you can't gather all your thoughts at once. He said you want to run out of here and write everything down real fast. He said you want to be like, is she coming back next week? Is this and that? He said you have loads of questions. He said your curiosity is similar to mine. He said, but find the motivation behind it. He was like, you a presidential type of figure, but you scared of it. He said you see Nelson Mandela as like, oh, that nigga ain't do nothing. Not against Nelson, but I'm saying in the sense that whatever Nelson did, that ain't nothing compared to what you want to do. That's what I'm hearing him say now. He said you like a silent revolutionary, and you want to like you want to come out there. He said, but you feel held back. He said, I'm doing that for a reason for you. He said, because you have the right words. It's just you need the other right spirits around you. Because if you start saying it, somebody gonna have to protect you. He said, your shit is so wow. And so it's like I get overwhelmed when I'm hearing. He said your energy is so prominent that they taking you through this slow process to save you, so you could do it in your 50s and 60s. He said if you go ham now, not that that's nothing wrong, but he said you'll exasperate fast. He said, but keep doing these steady steps, and he said, and you'll know when it's time to take off. He said, but in your spirit, he's like, it's like a fire or something in you. Like it's not gonna stop. So whoever messed with this dude and he put his energy on whatever y'all on, that's a sure win, because he's got unending energy.
Thank you, because like I told you, I believe in that stuff, and I think I be feeling that sometimes, man. That's why I don't. That's why I don't speak up when I something.
2 minutes, come on.
For you?
Yeah.
You want to ask him? Let me see what he say.
No, whatever pops up from the universe. What?
A lot. He said money, monetary. He said you're not thinking this. That's why you have it. He said you're thinking information. He said that's how you get the money. He said because you're not thinking money, that's how it's gonna come. He said you are just as big as Griff. It's just Griff don't know that. He said Griff don't know. And that means you know. He said this platform is bigger than you.
Okay.
He was like, you like a hood Trevor Noah. He said your energy behind what you wanted to do comes from your mother. Something about your mother. Your mother energy is very he said wherever she is, she's praying for you hard. And because you know that keeps you safe. He said your drive, and because it's not about the money, that's how you're going to get it. Okay. And who's ever praying for you, your grandmother's and mother's prayers, they worked. And he said because you respect them, you're going to find the woman of your dreams. Because you respect your mama. That means you will always have a support system. He said you might think, if I get too big, who the fuck gonna really be like here? Like who's really down? He said the woman that's being developed for you now is something about your woman, something about your mother. Something about your mother. Yeah, it's some feminine energy around you holding you down.
Okay, I believe that.
You got.
She go ahead and knock it out 1 minute.
Nah,
That's it.
yeah, get your plug in. How can the people contact you?
I'm Stacy Love always on Instagram, and you could just call me, bro. 404-437-9887. Giving clairaudient messages, voice lessons, and sister love.
All right, y'all heard it, man.
Yeah.
It's another wrap.
Paul Kinebrew Podcast. Thank y'all for tuning in. Until next time, Brother Julius.
Just thanks for being on the show again, man, and y'all hear from me when you hear from me again.
Corey B, favorite comedian. What's Up Wednesdays? Laughing Me to Monday every Monday, 12 p.m. Same time on What's Up Wednesday. So on Instagram, _K with the Corey O at the push 2 R's and Ricky E and B for y'all slow folks.
Sister Stacy, you the show home. You more than welcome anytime.
Yes.
You got some music to promote. The show home. You more than welcome to stop by. You know, you don't need no invitation. Just let me know, and then you on.
Oh wow, I appreciate it, bro. This the best thing running for folks to talk serious business over here in the West End. This is cool.
See?
I'm loving it. I appreciate you.
Anytime, my sister.
Thank you, bro.
We out.